if some guy steps out of the shadows and says, we'll finance your film in New York, and obeying all my terrible strictures, they can't read the script, they can't know who's in it, they just give me the money and go away. If some foolish person agrees to that, then I will make the film in New York.
Over the weekend, Woody Allen was at the Venice Film Festival for his 50th movie, Coup de Chance. He was greeted with both love and adoration from some of the critics for his latest film, but there were also protests against him at the premiere. I'm going to warn you, this video is going to be a little bit sticky. There's a lot of stuff I want to share, and I also want to hear from you. We normally keep it quite light and just like giving you the facts from the films, but this situation I think is a little bit more complicated, and it's important to share both sides of everything. So make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss a video, and welcome along to all the new subscribers. I'm Max. Right, so he's about to turn 88, and his legacy now will never be the same again, since most of Hollywood has cancelled him after the Me Too movement brought to the forefront allegations which date back from the 1990s. I'm talking about Woody Allen. It's interesting, European festivals still love him and invite him. In fact, his new movie received a standing ovation, and during the press conference, the world's media, as you can see, mostly behaved like fans, with no one asking a challenging question or mentioning the past allegations against him of abuse. Allegations brought to him by Dylan Farrow, his adoptive daughter, with Mia Farrow, who's accused him of molesting her as a child. I do have to add, no charges have ever been brought against Woody Allen.
I'm lucky my whole life. Really, I had two loving parents. I have good friends. I have a wonderful wife and marriage, two children. I'll be, in a few months, I'll be 88 years old. I've never been in a hospital. I've never had anything terrible happen to me. I've been very, very lucky my whole life. When I started making films, all the people chose to emphasize what I was able to do well and to not hold me accountable for the things that I did poorly. They were very generous to me. And I've been very lucky with my filmmaking, and I've had over my lifetime much undeserved praise and enormous amount of attention and respect. And so I have nothing but good fortune, and I hope it holds out. Of course, it's early this afternoon, so, but, so far I've been very lucky.
In an interview with Variety, he said, I feel if you're going to be cancelled, this is the culture to be cancelled in. I just find that it's all so silly. I don't think about it. I don't know what it means to be cancelled. I know that over the years, everything has been the same for me. I make my movies. I don't think that is actually completely true, unless he's living in a completely different world to the rest of us. I do think he's been shunned by Hollywood, and he hasn't had releases really that many in the US, and I think there is definitely this big question mark around him and supporting him.
I write the same way. I get up in the morning and do my exercise and have breakfast and lay down on my bed with my pencil and pad, my pen and pad, and write. And then when I'm finished, I type it up on my typewriter. I've always done that, and I do it now. And there, as I say, when you first start, there's a couple of things you learn in the first few films that are egregious. But after you've learned that, then you don't learn anything else. Then the rest is up to you, and it depends on your inspiration.
So Woody Allen's latest movie, Coup de Chance, which premiered at Venice Film Festival, has been described as his best work in over a decade.
When I was younger, the films that were the most impressive to us when we were all starting out and wanting to be filmmakers were the European cinema, all the French films, the Italian films, Swedish films, and we all wanted to be Europeans. We wanted to make films like Europeans. And I've always tried that my whole life, making films. And I was going to make this film with two Americans living in Paris. And then I thought to myself, well, it's my 50th film, and I love Paris so much that I would make it in French. I don't speak French, but that didn't bother me because all the actors spoke English, and so I thought I would make it completely in French, and I had a wonderful time making, and I then felt that I was a genuine European filmmaker.
In an interview with Spanish language publication El Mundo, he was asked about this particular situation. The first thing that comes to my mind is, where is his publicist? I mean, first of all, they're asking him about something that has nothing to do with him. These are pre-recorded interviews. How come nobody jumped in? Or is this deliberate so that it causes commotion and everyone's talking about it and everyone's talking about the film? It's one of these situations that you just think, I don't understand how this happens. So in this interview, Woody says, the kiss on the soccer player was wrong, but it did not burn down a school. He has the duty to apologise and go ahead. They don't hide, nor did he kiss her in a dark alley. He wasn't raping her. It was just a kiss and she was a friend. What's wrong with that? In any case, it's difficult to understand that a person can lose their job and be penalised in that way for kissing someone. I think that's really problematic. You're premiering a brand new movie. You know there's a load of controversy already around your name. There is no way he and his team couldn't have thought that this is going to go viral and end up like causing a commotion and become like clickbait. So part of me feels like this was deliberate. I mean, I can't help it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Or is Woody Allen from a generation where he just thinks, I don't care, I'm going to say what I think regardless of what anyone else has to say? Let me know your thoughts. I'm intrigued. Please, in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Coup de Chance is scheduled for release in France on the 27th of September. There is no current release date for the rest of Europe and also for America.
I've always been an enormous admirer of Jean Renoir's films, and adultery and intrigue, romantic intrigue and death and adultery and murder have been the substance of drama and comedy since the Greeks. It's what's interesting to people and what's compelling and exciting and suspenseful and involving. And so my films have always touched on these things thematically and directly in the story. It's the very stuff of drama.
Let me know what you think. I'm genuinely intrigued. And what are your thoughts when it comes to people like Woody Allen, Roman Polanski, certain people in film, in entertainment? It's almost like people separate the man from the art. And I think European festivals are very guilty of doing this quite a lot. So I would love to know what you think about this. Okay, make sure you subscribe. I'll be back soon with more videos. Take care.
When you first start, there's a couple of things you learn in the first few films that are egregious. But after you've learned that, then you don't learn anything else. Then the rest is up to you, and it depends on your inspiration.